What is going on? What is going on? I am Trans Gamer Live, and you are here on my channel. You are here. But here's the thing. Are you ready for spooky season? Are you ready to be scared? Are you ready to walk the plank? I'm not serious about the last one, but uh are you ready for spooky season? I am. I am. And here's the thing. Whenever I go and I love to do stuff stuff with paranormal and stuff like that, but this town absolutely just I keep on finding a lot of stuff and a lot of stuff on this one town. I want to go there. I think it was I think it was actually um it was actually brought up in Supernatural. So yeah. Let's dive right on into it. This is the untold story of Helltown, Ohio.
For decades, Helltown has been infamous for countless legends, from satanic cults to ghostly apparitions, government experiments, and more. But what is it about this small abandoned Ohio area that has spawned these legends? That's what we'll be diving into today here on Mystery Archives. Helltown's history from the beginning has been shrouded in darkness. Originally founded by Native American tribes in 1758, it shortly became the home of a massacre in 1782, caused by inter-tribe fighting and opposing sides siding with colonials. It was also located on a tribal war trail and became the site of several bloody battles early on, battles which led to a number of Native American burial sites on the land. The lands would later be resettled in 1806, and what would become known as Helltown would encompass three towns altogether. It's these tumultuous beginnings that seem to have laid the groundwork for the stories we hear today. From here, we will cover the various legends associated with Helltown. It's hard to decipher fact from fiction, or even put a timeline to where these stories came from, but I'll do my best with the information that I've gained. But first, to begin to understand Helltown, we must understand why the area was abandoned. And to do this, we must take a glimpse into.
So Helltown was basically three towns. We don't understand what three towns it was actually, but three towns that was abandoned all at one time. They're in Ohio. But it was first owned by the Native Americans in that area. And that I'm guessing whenever the white people came through, I guess the land. I'm just going out on a limb here, but I'm guessing that the land had something to do to either a hypnotize, and I've seen this done before, especially closer to Skinwalker Ranch, but the land will actually hypnotize you to try to get you to uh come on there or be a part of it or stuff like that. I've seen it done, but I mean that would make sense.
The past. The year was 1974, and a man named William Birdsell was the National Recreational Superintendent who had recently been tasked by then President Ford to establish a national recreation area in the Cayuga Valley where Helltown was located. Little did the people know that this man would soon become their worst enemy. A town meeting was called shortly after Birdsell arrived, and it was in this meeting that the people were informed that they had to sell their homes to the government, whether they liked it or not. This life changing event.
And see, here's another thing, and I'm sorry about pausing it every few seconds, but with the government coming in and buying you or buying your house or your property or this or that, it can either go one of two ways. Either A, you sell it to them first drop and you get top dollar what they think that it is worth. Okay, because they're going to have contractors come out there and actually say, okay, well, it's worth 100,000 or it's worth 300,000, it's worth 1 million, it's worth this, it's worth that. Or you can fight the government and they can get your house for free. Or, well, there's that third option that they'll build all the way around your house. And there was a town that did this, and literally you have this one little bitty house, and then you have like two skyscrapers right, not even 40 feet on both sides of it. You have that, which I think that's cool, but and also another thing, I mean, it would be scary. It really would be.
Event was not up for negotiation, and these purchases were essentially going to be made at fire sale prices. With little
So they was actually getting them as cheap as possible. That right there, if somebody did that to me, oh, I can't tell you on a YouTube video what I would do.
to no recourse at the time, many people simply did what they were told to do, despite the anger, frustration, and sadness at the entire situation. But several citizens, despite the risk, outright refused to leave their homes. They wanted to know just why and for what reason they had no other choice other than to sell what, in most circumstances, was their entire life's work for next to nothing. And over the course of the next couple months, many were given conflicting and confusing reasons, and some weren't given any reasons at all. And
Uh,
this, for a short period, seemed to keep Birdsell at bay until he reached an inevitable boiling point. The army soon invaded the valley and began forcibly removing residents from their homes, after which they sealed off the town and began boarding up, burning down, and demolishing homes.
Prepare to pass
why?
the FE or
Okay,
PE
here's the
exam the
thing.
first
Why
time
would
with
you?
PPI.
And I'm
Access
sorry about the
flexible courses.
commercials because I don't have
The
YouTube.
angered citizens
I
eventually
don't have YouTube. I don't have the premium version of YouTube. But the thing is that why would you go in there, burn down, and basically delete all of these houses, and you put these people basically homeless? I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, even for the government usually gives you a pretty decent price for the the their housing and stuff like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and go.
Ended up in court with the Department of Interiors, whose head at the time was sympathetic to their situation and ordered a halt to the operation after it was found that these homes had been purchased illegally. Many of the residents were
Where's this guy at? Okay, the purchase of these homes was illegally. Does that mean that there's a full refund of what they just are? Do you have to give them back the money and you move in, or what is it that I mean that it would be to where I mean it's just it this is being weird.
contacted about purchasing their old homesteads back, but the majority had nothing to go home to. So Helltown remained a ghost town. As for William Birdsell, his shady dealings with the whole situation ended rather ironically. Just weeks before the end of the program, he was set to be transferred to a different part of the country for a new assignment, and as he was cleaning out his desk from the command post in Helltown, he died of a heart attack and could never truly leave. During the time in which the area
Oh
has been
wow.
abandoned, there's been many rumors and legends. I'll try my best to at least touch upon the majority of them that I could find. The army, as a result of the siege, was frequently dealing with squatters, criminals, and citizens refusing to leave their homes during the occupation of Helltown. And it's rumored that during this time, soldiers had run ins with serial killers, cult members, and even mutated creatures. It can't be confirmed, but it's been said that multiple people went missing both during the Army's time there and after they vacated the area. In regards to serial killers and criminals, the area's famous end of the world road, named after its steep drop into the woods, was known for being a haven for thieves and killers back in the early settlement days, and perhaps it never truly stopped being that. There are lots of abandoned buildings in Helltown, from an old slaughterhouse to a morgue, a VA hospital, and more. But as far as cults are concerned, there are tons of stories centered around dark hooded figures chanting strange things out in the woods, particularly at night, and it seems that a lot of them are also associated with the abandoned church. The real church, dubbed Satan's Church, often gets confused for the Mother of Sorrows parish due to the Mother of Sorrows having the presence of upside down crosses, also known as St. Peter's crosses, which are not satanic and were very prevalent during that old style church architecture. Mother of Sorrows Parish is actually still a fully functioning church today, located.
Here's the thing. There's been some stories that there's actual witches that was buried out there. And that's part of the mystery uh of Helltown. And that's the reason why Helltown is what it is today. There is some churches out there. There's some I mean, there's just about everything out there, but the thing is that this is the only church that is functioning today.
Nearby.
And by the way, like I said, I am sorry about the
What was the process of
not
But
having
groups of
YouTube
people who have
Premium.
dared to wander into Helltown at night have reported eerie chants and seeing groups of supposed cult members carrying out some kind of ritual within the brick walls of the chapel. Many have claimed to have seen a red candlelight coming from the basement of the old morgue. This could be due to squatters, which, if it was me, That's the last place I would choose to live, is an abandoned morgue in a ghost town.
Nobody would.
But the candles seemingly go out after being stared at, so whatever it is, it certainly sounds spooky. In regards to mutated creatures, there's many conspiracies as to why people were forced to sell their homes, and many say it wasn't due to the government wanting to turn the valley into a national park or recreational area. There were confirmed reports of a sulfuric smell wafting throughout prior to the government showing up and sealing off the town. Many think that this was due to illegal chemical dumping happening at the local dump, which is certainly plausible. Crazier theories, however, speculate that there was some sort of underground pass located beneath Helltown, perhaps a facility that the government uses for genetic experimentation. This correlates with claims of enlarged and deformed creatures encountered throughout the area over the years. From half-human, half-animal monstrosities
Ugh,
to reports of gigantic snakes,
ugh.
and if any of them were true, it would have to make one ponder as to what could be happening deep beneath the earth of this forgotten place. Other notable and strange happenings include that of ghostly apparitions at Gore Orphanage. Gore Orphanage, also known as Light of Hope Orphanage, was an orphanage built and operated in the early 1900s that mysteriously caught fire and caused the deaths of 172 children and at least 4 known adults. As a result of this horrific incident, both before and after Helltown was abandoned, people often reported strange apparitions and the disembodied sound of children screaming. And regardless of if these claims are true or not, with a tragic event such as this one, it makes one ponder if things such as hauntings were real, this could be a case of a ripple-like haunting, or the traumatic energy of the fateful day's events playing
Mm-hmm.
over and over again for all time. It would certainly explain the repeated screams being heard, in my opinion. Another tragedy that supposedly took place in the mid
Not an intelligent haunting, but he calls it a ripple effect or a ripple haunting, playing back the tragedies of that one certain day. Yeah, I mean, it would, if there was plenty of deaths during that day, it would cause that type of haunting. So,
1900s within the area was that of a school bus of children headed to class. This school bus crashed and claimed the lives of at least 20 children and one adult. And this one, like a lot of the others, was impossible to dig up information on. But there is an abandoned bus in the area as seen here, and there have been claims of people seeing a shadow man smoking a cigarette at night within the bus, only for him to dissipate after a light source makes contact with him. The last legend I wanted to share with
that's
you
weird.
today is that of the ghost house that's said to appear within the woods surrounding Helltown. This is a dimly lit structure that appears within the foggy distance, and if you are able to make it to the door, do not go inside, because once daybreak hits, you can never leave. This one certainly is one of the spookier stories to me, and who knows if anyone ever did make it inside. We wouldn't be able to hear what they found, since they more than likely never came back. Helltown has both some very real and interesting stories surrounding it, to say the least. I think what happened there to the residents during the illegal government seizure of their homes was extremely wrong and sad. As far as the legends surrounding the place, there are so many that I just picked the best ones that I could find, and if you're interested, I would definitely suggest looking up the laundry list for yourself. All around, the mythos surrounding this small stretch of land in the Cayuga Valley has been incredibly interesting to learn about, and as far as I know, the majority of main entry points are still closed to this day. So if you are nearby, I wouldn't recommend going, since you'd more than likely be breaking the law. Other than that, I just wanted to say thank you to Jacob for suggesting this story to me. I had never heard of this place before, and it was really fun learning about and making this one. As far as for the rest of you, I appreciate your continued support. I've been working like crazy recently, and as a result of that, the uploading schedule may be a bit more delayed than usual. So, thank you so much for continuing to watch.
Well, I will say it like this. Yes, there is a lot of stuff going on in Helltown. I mean, I wouldn't mind like going up there and actually doing all of this and finding out on my own. Uh I definitely yeah, it it's one thing to be, you know, told that you can't have your house because the government is buying the property. And then there's, another thing of, hey, look, you can buy your house back, but we're going to need more. Uh, I mean, the sulfur, just there's a lot of different things going on. I'm going to be doing more research into Helltown, so there is going to be another video, but longer video of stuff in Helltown. If you would like to watch it, please go to the Trans Gamer Live pillar pillar.io/transgamer live and give me a like, give me a follow on every one of my social medias. I'm fixing to be going live. So I will see y'all on uh the next thing y'all see me live on. If you catch one of my lives, please come in, say hi, which YouTube video that you've seen me on, and much love. So see you later.